All right, hello everybody. Today we're going to be changing the brake pads and the rotors on the front end of this 2017 MDX, Acura MDX. So to get started, to jack the vehicle up, it's on jack stands and the rear park brake is on. So we're trying to stay safe. All right, let's get started. Before you jack the vehicle up so that the tire leaves the ground, loosen the lug nuts. When you get it in the air, take the tire off. That's what we're going to do now. So we're basically going to focus on the driver's side because it'll be the same left to right. All right, we're going to get started, but I just want to tell you something in advance. I am not a mechanic. I'm just some guy that likes to do things himself when he doesn't feel like he needs to pay somebody else to do something he can do himself. So this is how I did it. I'm not telling you this is how you should do it. This is just how I did it. All right, this rotor has to come off. That rotor comes off by taking that nut off. All right, and you can see in here we have a screw right here. This is just to kind of hold this on so that it stays on while you put your tires on. It doesn't do any load bearing. This doesn't actually have to be here, but it makes it convenient. These two holes you can use to back this off if it gets stuck with a puller. So the two holes opposite of each other are for a puller. We're probably not going to have to use that. So you have to take your caliper off and you have to remove your bracket. Then you can remove the nut, which you have to knock it out of this notch here. The notch keeps it from spinning free so it doesn't come loose. There's not a lot of torque on this. All right, so what we're going to do is caliper, bracket, and then the rotor. Let's get rolling. So first things first, the lug nuts with the cover on it is a 22 millimeter. All right, I'm going to modify my order. I know from experience these can be painful to deal with. You can use a impact screwdriver with a hammer. Try to knock this loose. I'm going to give it a try with my impact driver. I don't think I've ever loosened one of these with the impact driver, but I will tell you it is a number 3 Phillips, not a number 2. If you're going to get this loose, don't use a number 2. Get a number 3 Phillips and have at it. So we're going to try it. Hold on one second. Let's see if this works. Put my impact driver in there. Put a little pressure on it. Put it reverse. Hey, how about that? Came right out. Sometimes these can be painful. Just FYI. All right, now get the bracket off. This is a 17 millimeter. So we'll loosen these. We'll take this one off. We'll take this one off. And then we'll use a C-clamp to push the fluid back into the master cylinder, but we'll push slow. There's a check valve, so we don't want to activate the check valve. Then we'll take the caliper off. All right, I'm going to use a wrench to get this loose. Well, actually, I've already gotten it loose, but it was a little tight. Don't pound it with your bare hand. Don't pound your wrench with your bare hand. Just give you another long open end. This is a 19. We'll need it next. Put the 19 on there. You can do it like this right here. And this extends your wrench and gives you a lot more torque. And you don't have to pound your hand, and you can loosen it. Just a little trick. I don't know if anybody knew that, but I'm sure lots of people did. There's the bolts holding the caliper on. Same size. Top or bottom doesn't matter. They're interchangeable. Got my C-clamp on here. I'm going to slowly push this in. Let me see if I can get this going between the knees. I left my GoPro somewhere else. So I'm just going to slowly turn this in. And all I'm going to do is empty the fluid out of the caliper, or at least enough of it that I can get it off and get it back on with new pads. So just going to push it back in real slow, not real fast. So take it easy. And I'm sure someone's going to tell me, you're going to destroy your brakes like that. Yeah. Been 30 years, haven't destroyed it yet. So Even if I do destroy it, it's mine. I can fix it. So anyway, I'll push this all the way in. That way when I go to put new pads on it, I've got room. I don't have to worry about pushing them in later. Alright, there you go. Came right off. Now, I'm just going to take the caliper, twist it around, set it right up here behind my dust shield and on the shock tower. There you go. So, I didn't bleed any. I hadn't exposed my brake fluid to any air, so my preference is this is the best way to do it if you're just doing brake pads and such. So, moving right along. All right, let's make a note of a couple things. All right, there's two springs here that help keeping these pads apart. That one of them just fell out. But we'll retain that. You see how that pad's kicking out? There's the other spring. Now notice on the inside top up here is where the tattletale is. So you can see I got plenty of pad there. I could reuse these. They got plenty of life in them. But my rotors flutter. They're a little bit warped. I could have them turned, and I probably will take these and have them turned, but in the meantime I'm going to put new ones on it. So there's my brake pads. Loaded with a couple springs. These keep the brake pads from riding against the rotors too much. There they are. Retain that. And then remove this pad. There we go. Now, there's two bolts holding this bracket in. Here's one, and here's the other. These are 19mm. We're going to take those off. All right, there's the bracket. There's the bolts, identical. 19mm socket to get this off. Now to get the rotor off. There's a couple ways you can do this. You can knock that little, where they've hammered it in. I don't know if you can see that. I don't know if where they've hammered that in, you can try to knock that back out, or you can just force it off. All right, so we're going to take the nut off to get the disc off, or the rotor. Be right with you. All right, and there's the nut. All right, so let's pull the rotor off. All right, it seats right here all the way around. Those tend to get stuck. So sometimes you got to use that puller to get them off, as I mentioned earlier. All right, got mine loose. You can see it there. It's loose. All I did was I took a hammer and I just tapped it up here. We'll get these turned anyway, so they'll turn any little dings I put in it out. So we'll pull these off. Let's see if we can. All right, there you go. It's off. This is the rotors that I got. I believe this all came out of O'Reilly's, if I'm not mistaken. And I got import direct brake pads, and I think there's a part number somewhere on this box. There we go. Maybe you can see that. Anyway. Comes with hardware and pads. This little hole right here is where that retaining screw goes. And if you look at the hub, you can see that screw right there. So we want to put the hole next to the I should say the stud hole in the rotor onto this stud here. That way these line up. So we're going to do that. Oh, just so you know, these come packed with some rust preventative lubricant, grease, oil, whatever it is they come packed with. You got to clean this off before you set your pads and everything on there. So make sure you clean these off, and it doesn't hurt to even put a little scratch on it with some sandpaper. So we're going to put them on. Alright, got it on, got the screw started. I'm just going to bump it. Just going to put a little bump on it with my impact. There we go. First click, stop. I don't want to drive it in too crazy. It just holds it in. It makes it convenient so that it's vertical and is easy to work with. Don't get crazy with it. All right, before we put the caliper back on, we're gonna grease the slide pins for the caliper. I'm gonna use CRC right here. I'm using CRC number 05359, which is item number 1003791. CRC, it's good for high temp. I use it on my F350 as well. This one with the ferrule is the top one. This one without the ferrule is the bottom one. I've sprayed out the inside, and now I've got to grease these up and put them back in. So, apply a moderate amount. I try not to get too much on the end. All right, put my new hardware on, top and bottom, and I got my new springs here. Put my tattletale, the top rear, or top inside I should say, as it was when I took it off. There you go. Seat that first pad. Seat that second pad in a notch. And seat the first pad. There we go. Pads are seated. Got to put springs in there and then get the caliper over them while they're trying to spread apart. You know, magic stuff. All right, I got the springs on. I'm maintaining a grip. Now I'm going to try to get the caliper over this while I hold on to it. This should be entertaining. Oh. Oh boy, it's going to be a bundle of joy right here. There's probably an easier way to do this, but I don't know what it is. We're going to stop this. This is embarrassing. All right, I'm going to show you what I did. I took this eyelet, except it was the bottom one, and I set it over the eye down here, over the slide pin. And then I slid the bottom on, and then I stopped when I got right here. But I did this by holding with my right hand, because I can put a little more grip with my right hand while I'm working with my left hand than I can grip with my left hand while I work with my right hand, because I lose focus on my right hand. I guess I mean my left hand, I guess I'm way too right-handed. So we're going to slide it on in. That's much easier with two hands. Got the bolts in and the pads in. Spring stayed good. Everything's all right. Now we need to torque these down. This is 53 foot-pounds. 17 millimeter, 53 foot-pounds. We're going to do that. All right, I do want to point out something here. Make sure that this shoulder for your slide pin doesn't rest up on top of this or somehow get caught on it. Make sure it goes flush up against these little tabs here, or eyelets where the bolts go through. Make sure you watch out for that. All right, so these are torqued, slide pins greased, new rotor, everything's back down, back together. So we're going to do this same process on the other wheel. Well, I'm not going to show you that, of course. And now we just got to put the tire back on, and the tire, the torque on the lug nuts is 80 foot-pounds. These are 20-inch wheels. It's 80 foot-pounds for the 19 and 20-inch wheels. So everything's complete here. We're going to do this on the other side, but of course we're not going to show that. So there you go. That's the way I did it. Hit like, hit subscribe. If you hit subscribe, which is free, don't hit the little bell. You don't want to know every time I post something. So just leave the notification bell off and subscribe, please. All right, guys, that's the way I did it. Have a great day.